Good morning, Crazy Radio. This is Pastor Lorin with our Thursday Thought. I've been thinking recent about how me, and likely most of us, judge a situation by hearing part of the story and not knowing all of the facts about it or not knowing the complete story. And so we make a presumption and judge accordingly. And that certainly was the case with something recent in my life, because I have known a part of the story for most of my life. And it wasn't until recent that I got another portion of the story, and it did change kind of how I looked at things, because I had judged it by part of the story that I knew, and then when I got the other side of the story, and I'm sure there's more to it than even the part I know now that I could add to the previous part, it started to make a little more sense, and I looked at how I had judged the individual and how I had quickly formed an opinion. And now that I have a different outlook on the story, or as I said, there's probably parts of it I still don't know, that I look at that and think, maybe what that individual did wasn't so bad, and maybe that's what they had to do to preserve their sanity or preserve their life, and maybe not their life, but to preserve what they needed to do. And we're just quick, all of us, I think, to judge on knowing part of the story and not knowing all of it. And we need to be better about that, and certainly I do, because I'm very quick sometimes to form an opinion and not know the rest of the whole thing that is going on. Anyway, let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do hope and pray that we will become better at not judging on just part of the story, but knowing the entire story, so that we know what the facts are before we make a presumption or a quick judgment against a person or a situation, and that we will think before we speak or form an opinion. Amen. Until we meet up again, blessings to you.